Well, good evening, everyone. I am N2RJ, and one half of Two Chicks in a Radio. One out of two isn't bad. Kat's kind of like, Kat's a tax professional, so she's like buried in tax season right now. Um, I am kind of like not. I don't get my taxes done until like April. Traditionally, I used to get it done because I owed. Sometimes I owed taxes. I didn't get a big refund or anything. But anyway, tonight we are going to talk about a number of things, but you know what? We're going to mostly talk about phone contesting. So, first of all, I really, really love to, not love to, I really want to think about our friends, in Eastern Europe, particularly in the Ukraine, and, all the peaceful people who don't support the actions of Vladimir Putin in Russia. I have to qualify that because I've seen some things on ham radio and social media and such like that, where people are talking about they want to do things. And, if you are that type of person, go away. But if you're a peace loving person, you're more than welcome. And what I can tell you is that you know, I am 100% for peace. I'm 100% for freedom. And I don't like what's going on in the world today. My Sunday live stream is going to talk about preparation, not just for this kind of thing, but we have hurricane season coming up. So, to give you a preview of what I'm doing on Sunday, I'm going to be talking about portable power. I have a number of portable power stations here that I'm going to show you guys how to use and how they can be beneficial. And quite frankly, what you can expect using them with ham radio or using them for things when you have ham radio nearby, because some of these things are really not that RF friendly, but there are things you can do to actually make it RF friendly. And I'm also going to be talking about on Sunday, other things like, for example, a simple emergency kit. I have like 6 or 7 first aid kits around, simple things you can keep around the house. And also, types of disasters and what you could do to generally be prepared, right? Because the reality is you need to be prepared. So tonight, let's talk with some news. So, I mean, there is there is quite a lot of news. First of all, starting with Ukraine has basically banned amateur radio, and I guess this was no surprise. In wartime, usually you find that countries will ban amateur radio for several reasons. One of them is to control the flow of information, and also to basically sometimes they keep amateur radio operators in reserve. And probably not today so much, but back in like the olden days, ham radio operators used to be working with the military and such like that. So, by the way, yeah, before I go any further, let me acknowledge some people. So, Kyle AA0Z, how are you doing, Kyle? I met Kyle at Hamcation in Orlando. It was very nice to meet Kyle and have lunch with him, and we had the famous $28 burger and iced tea that everybody was raving about, That was what Kyle and I had for lunch. Lawnmower as usual, right? Sounds like a lawnmower. Who's going to be mowing soon? Brian, 88GI. How you doing, Brian? Ed, WD8, Kilo Charlie Tango. And the other Mike, KD2SXD. Hello, all. Brian Bacardi. I hope I pronounced that right. Ron Walensky. Yes, Addie. Addie, show them your shirt. Show them your shirt. What does it say?
Wait, give me a second.
That's my son. In case you didn't realize. What does the shirt say, Addie? It says bro code. Right? Probably get one that says run JRE soon. Alright, okay. Nice to see her. Nice to see you, Addie. Cool stuff. Alright. Okay. Carlisle Forrester, KC2IEZ, Thomas from Northern New York State. Nice. And Kate, MRD Radio Stuff. Why also met at Hamcation. It was nice to meet you, Mike. Hey, Ive. So Ive is my friend. You know, go and check out Ask Ive Solar. He's a a friend of mine. I actually did a collab with him on his channel, and he's going to come on this channel. We're going to do a special live stream where we'll be talking about portable power stations. We'll be talking about solar. We talk about stuff like that. And we're not talking about big, fancy solar setups you have on your roof. You know, portable solar and making the most out of that stuff. So look out for that next week. I'm going to bring Ive on. Not during a regular live stream, but it's going to be on a special stream. All right? So Ive, yeah, man, you take care, and I'll see you around, okay? Yeah, Mike, the $28 burgers. The $28 burgers. Yeah, Silver Stacks Prepper. How's it going, my friend? Nice to see you. And, you know, I have to acknowledge Super Chat from Silver Stacks Prepper. One of the biggest fans on this channel. We're going to have to do some for him, actually. Let's see. N2 MPM, Brian Bacardi. Who else? Charles, can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Let's see here. Ham Radio, John, AC3IK, and then EPE, Ham Radio. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's proceed with the news. And T-Ray. You know, I met T-Ray at Hamcation too. Okay. T-Ray. Yeah, I met him along with Alex, W7HU. We're kind of just hanging out there, and Alex was kind of like giving away tickets for his next big giveaway. Alex, you know, Alex is a fun character, and T-Ray was a little shy, but it was nice to talk with him. Okay, all right, let's go on here, and let's see here. Okay, so yeah, as you know, amateur radio is currently banned in Ukraine, and it's there are still a few of them on the air. It's kind of unclear where they're coming from. I think some people said that how there are some from Donbass region, Donetsk, and such like that. There are people with mixed opinions about working them. You know, I'm of the opinion, I take the guidance from the IRU that says, you know what, you might be putting their lives in danger. So, you know, if the state of emergency is there for a reason. So I'm going to, you know, if they contact me, they contact me. There's nothing I could do about that. I will log them, but I wouldn't broadcast them on a cluster. DX Summit, by the way, has banned all Russian, Ukrainian, and Belarusian call signs on the cluster now. One, because not only because of all of the, you know, because of the state of emergency, but also T-Ray was starstruck. I have the 10K giveaway coming up soon. Okay, we're going to be doing some stuff. I'll have some merch and stuff that I'm trying to get ready in time for that. And we're going to have a 10K extravaganza. Okay, thank you. So look out for that. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, they blocked Belarusian call signs from DX cluster. QRZ.com blocked all Russian call signs. And Fred's, if I could show you here, Fred's rationale for this was kind of interesting. I mean, you know, he was just, he says, and, you know, he says, what can we do? Can join the rest of the civilized world in cutting off Russia from it. Putin may be strong, but he can't hold back his own people, who will eventually, after years of suffering in post-Ukraine world, will certainly have his head. Nobody will be safe until Putin is gone. Okay. So you can read this at QRZ.com. Fred, you know, Fred Lloyd is the founder of QRZ.com. What do I have to say about this? It's his website, okay? I can't tell him what to do with his website. I respect his freedom of speech. Thank you very much, Ham Radio John. That's very nice of you to say that. And, You know, I really appreciate it. Thank you. What I can say is, Fred has his reasons. It's his website. You know, I really wish we could make peace here. And let me tell you something. I have good friends in Russia. Okay, and and I have people who I count as friends, and people you might know too. One of the people that I really wish well during all of this is Raisa, R1BIG. She is you can see her posts on her YouTube channel and also her Facebook that says she's really heartbroken by this whole thing, and she's hoping right now she's in Finland actually, and she's because she lives in St. Petersburg, which is nearby to Finland. So she's there, and then eventually she'll have to go back to Russia. Well, yeah, I think so because her mother is there in Russia, so she has to go back. Um, and excuse me. Eventually, she'll have to face the reality of this stuff. And she was saying how she doesn't like war, and she doesn't, she feels guilty about being happy. You know, um, yeah, I could understand that feeling, especially when you know your president is doing what he's doing. But you know, sad all around. But I'll tell you I have other, and there's just been some like nasty people out there. One of them basically said he's going to set up a list of people. I have no time for those people. Okay, let him. You know what? Look, I don't know. I don't talk religion about this, but you know what? I believe in, people will see their judgment someday. Okay, whether it's whatever you want to talk about, whether it's in a religious sense or not, I think that people eventually pay for the bad deeds they've done. And, I think if you're good, if you lead a good life, you leave a good legacy. So anyway, that's enough editorializing on that. I have some new stuff in the thing here, but let me continue with the news on. So ARDF championships is coming up. So this is a very exciting thing. The ARRL has actually had a new ARDF program, a new committee that they've set up. I was kind of instrumental in getting people hooked up with that. Right? We have I want to show you here. Yeah. So they say the registration is open for USA ARDF championships, right? Gerald Boyd, WB8 WFK, he's a coordinator, and he's very knowledgeable. He approached me some time back, and I put him in touch, with his director. But I also, I did some legwork to help him get with that, and eventually things kind of got together, and they're having a new ARDF championships. So ARDF is really interesting. I really want to do a whole show on ARDF because that's kind of interesting. I know that it's not simply pointing an antenna and looking for the strongest signal, right? They have a technique especially called TDOA, time difference of arrival, where you have two antennas, and as you rotate, you'll find that because the signal arrives in one sooner than the further one, you can actually tell where the transmitter is. So you could do like that, and you can twist and turn. I actually did one. I actually saw it in action last at a scout event put on by one of my ham radio clubs, the Farallon Amateur Radio Club, and they actually showed a demonstration of TDOA. So it's pretty interesting. There's other technology that TDOA could be used for, okay, like finding bad guys and such like that. But some of that is kind of under wraps. It's like it's not really classified or anything, but it's just the exact implementation is not public knowledge. But yeah, so they're actually going to have the ARDF championships, and you can register, get some kids involved. Kids love it. They get to, even adults too. You run through the woods, looking for a hidden transmitter. That'll be lots of fun. Let's see what else. Let's see here. So, like I said, QRZ blocked the Russian call signs. We have the ARDF. We have Ukraine. QSO Today Ham Expo is going on March 12th and 13th. Unfortunately, I will not, be taking part in that. Ham Expedition is coming up. That's in the Northeast. If you guys are in the Northeast for Ham Expedition, it used to be known as Boxborough. That's going to be a joint convention with the ARRL New England division and the Hudson division, which is my division. So we're doing a joint conference this year, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to be, it's going to be fun, I think, and I'll be up there. I'm trying to get to get some people up from this area up there to do some presentations and such. If you have a presentation that you want, by all means, So we're still in the planning phase of that. All right. And what else is in the news? Let's see here. The U.S. Forest Service fees. ARRL posts his comments. Remember a couple in my Sunday live stream, I actually talked about where we had the Forest Service fees, and that got, we posted our comments for that now. All right. And Crozet Island the expeditions coming up and such. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much all the news tonight. And then, we're going to talk about our main topic. So our main topic tonight is phone contesting, right? And I want to first of all familiarize yourself with the contest calendar. So there is a contest calendar at contestcalendar.com. It used to be some long convoluted website, but they changed it up right now, and I'll show you here. You want to see a video with me operating? Okay, I'll. I don't normally do those, but I'll do. I actually did some live streams. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so let me share this again. Share screen, Chrome tab, right, and then I'm going to the contest calendar. Okay, yeah, so on the contest calendar, you can actually see a listing of all the main contests. You can see, like, on the 8-day calendar, they have basically, it's like a week long plus a day to give it a buffer, because frankly, most contests happen during the weekend. So Bruce Horn, WA7BNM, he does this contest calendar. And, he tries to put all the information in one place, and you can actually see. So let's see here now, March 3rd, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. And that will be, so ARRL International DX Contest SSB, right? And then you have here the rules, US and Canada, worldwide participation. The mode is single sideband. Now it's a phone contest, but single sideband is the mode people will be using. Single op all band, single band, unlimited, and such. High power, 1500 watts. New for this year, the low power limit is now 100 watts. It used to be 150 watts. Okay, but that was changed to 100 watts because a lot of people who do low power, most radios today are 100 watts, right? Back in the day, you used to have these big hybrid tube radios like the TS520. I have one, a TS520, TS9, the Yaesu FT901 and such like that. Those were tube radios, and they used to produce like 120 watts. So, they made 150. So now it's 100 watts. And QRP is 5 watts, okay? WVE means United States and Canada. So W is United States, VE is Canada, right? So this is a contest where US and Canada contacts the entire world. Except the US and Canada, okay? So we could contact Mexico, right? And we could also contact Alaska and Hawaii, because they're considered separate DX entities. We could contact Puerto Rico, which is also considered a separate DXCC entity. Puerto Rico, Guam, the Mariana Islands, and so on. U.S. territories and possessions, right, are not part of the W/VE. So basically, this means continental U.S. and Canada, because there are islands in Canada that, like Sable Island and St. Paul Island, which are separate DX entities, right? You work stations once per band and 3 points per QSO, so that means you get 3 points of contact, right? And you get multipliers. So in a contest, you work multipliers, meaning that in addition to the points, every time you work a different something, you get another multiplier. So it'll multiply your score by one more. So in this case, it's DXCC countries, right? And for stations outside the United States that are contacting us here in the continental US and Canada, their multipliers are states. District of Columbia is also considered a separate multiplier, even though it's not a state, or each Canadian province or territory. And the total score is total there, right? And you can see their website here. So the ARRL.org/ARRLDX, right? And you have the rules here. It's a really fun contest. I mean, I have a couple of contest plaques from that contest, believe it or not. I won United States Low Power in 2017. I haven't really done single op since because I've had some antenna problems. I'm trying to get that back, but it's kind of between, getting, between, it costs a lot of money that I don't have right now. So, yeah. So they have this, and of course you can only use the regular bands 1.8, 160 meters through 10 meters. You cannot use the work bands, which are 30, 17, and 12. So, you have single operator and single operator unlimited. The single operator, what they're talking about is basically one person, any number of radios, right? So you can have one person operating 2, 3, 4, 5 radios if you want. Of course, not at the same time, but And this person does not use a DX cluster or other spotting assistance. So spotting assistance would be DX cluster, chat rooms, whatever. And multi-operator stations, the single operator unlimited is where you can use a DX cluster. Okay? Right. Okay. So this is the thing. So let me tell you a little bit about the phone contest and some of the strategy involved that I like to do. And I will tell you some of the things I learned over the year. Let's see here if there's any other contests. Yeah. Oh, and I see Kat is on here. Hi, Kat.
I mean, you're over here talking and I jumped on real quick. I apologize for being extremely late.
Well, that's kind of like a tradition on this channel now.
I know. It's like either you're late or I'm late and mine has work issues and oh my God. Yeah. Actually, I was dreaming the other night and guess what I was dreaming about, Rhea?
What?
Guess what I was dreaming about? Take a guess. Take a
Contesting.
wild guess.
Contesting. Contesting.
No. I wish.
No. Okay.
No. No.
What are we dreaming about?
Taxes. I was dreaming that I was at work doing taxes.
I would sing this song, but I so don't want to get a copyright strike, okay? But there's this guy who says, what is it? If 10% is good enough for Jesus, then it ought to be good enough for Uncle Sam. That's the song, okay? Let me see if I might have to cut it out the stream. But if 10% is good enough for Jesus, then it ought to be good enough for Uncle Sam. Country song.
my God. No,
Yeah.
no, no, Ron. Definitely not dreaming of Mike. No, not
Mm.
dreaming of Mike. Mm-mm.
I'll be dreaming. Yeah. So
Actually, you know what?
what?
Um, you know the song. I don't do this copyright strike, but something da 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 da. Give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. You know what song I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know that song.
I said that as I commented that to somebody the other day, and they
Mm-hmm.
had no idea what it was. That they had no idea about the song. So now it's a joke.
Wow. Uh,
Yes.
so how's tax season going?
Good. I am making a lot of people happy,
Okay.
but I am pissing a lot of people off at the same time.
Oh, I know.
Have had some Karens.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just for future reference, I don't care what it is, but if you go and help somebody purchase a car, it is not a charity donation in
No.
any shape, form, or fashion. And I
Mm-mm.
don't care if your mama's accountant did it for the last 30 years that she's had her, that's done this before. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a deduction because a person is not a charity.
But corporations are people.
But you know what? Well, let's see here. I had somebody gamble
Mm-hmm.
$500,000.
Wow.
I had
Wow.
somebody else donate almost $500,000 to charity of shares, stock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, tons.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Well, I can tell you that. By the way, if you this is something people need to understand. Okay.
uh-huh,
If you donate to the ARRL, it's
uh-huh.
tax deduction. However, your basic membership dues are not tax deductible.
Yes. So do not try to count those.
Right. So yeah. So I donate. I donate. That reminds me. I need to renew
Yes.
my Diamond Club.
Ham Radio John. It could be considered a gift, but
Yeah.
it's not deductible on the tax return.
Yeah. But you don't have to pay the gift tax if it's below ten
Correct.
thousand
As long
dollars,
as it's
right?
earning. No, I think it's like 15,000 now, from what I
Oh,
understood.
okay. Wow. Okay. See, I don't. I'm not a tax pro. I'm in a different area of financial stuff, right? I just write software for financial stuff. I don't do taxes, except my own taxes. So
Yeah. Matter of fact, I have some people going, "Can you do my taxes for me, please?"
my
I can teach
taxes
you
are.
how to do your own taxes if you want.
Hmm. Yeah, and unfortunately, I need to pay taxes on stuff. So
I like 45 auto. Trust
I,
me. Trust me. If I could claim my animals, I'd have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a kid. I'd have 5 dependents.
yeah. So Ham Radio John. Yeah, I'm actually FINRA registered too, because of what I do for a living. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff I'm restricted on. So yeah. All right. So anyway, so are you taking part in ARRL DX phone?
When this weekend?
Now you're probably busy, right? Might be
Mm,
working.
I got to work Sunday. I'm off on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday night, I may have plans. I don't know
Okay.
yet.
All right. So let me All right. So let me go through a few things. All right. About contesting that might interest you as well too, because after all, this is your stream.
Oh yeah.
This is our stream.
This is this. Thank you for saying it's my stream. So everybody, just so you know, you can buy me a blue drink. Go check out my links. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah, yeah. So you could drop the blue drink link in there
Oh, wait.
too. Um, Yeah. So, right. So what I was saying about the contest is, so the contest ARRL DX is 48 hours. But generally, unless you're one of the big guns, right? In which case you're not listening to my advice anyway. You're you're probably going to be participating for less than that.
Uh-huh.
I have not done as a single operator a full 48 hours. I've done the closest I've done is 42. Okay? I mean literally, 3 hours of sleep both nights and then waking up like a zombie the next day, right? And
Uh-huh.
a lot of people are part-timers and there is first of all, let me go back to the rules here again.
Okay,
Okay?
yes, please, please. I totally you know,
Yeah. So in
I
the
was eager to
rules
hear all
here,
the rules.
right. So here they talk about let's see. So here they're talking about the categories, okay?
Uh-huh.
So first of all, when you're deciding to do in a contest, if you really want to win a piece of hardware or even a place first in something, pick a category, right? And I tell people, you know what? Pick something you could win. Or if you don't, if you just want a flat out challenge, go in one of the big categories. So I'll tell you from the start. The single operator, all band, high power, and the single opera unlimited, high power, the big guns are going to win that. Okay? So,
Okay.
it's like, you have like N1UR and, these guys and all these people in New England or somebody who rents remote ham radio for a weekend, right? They're going to win that. But you'll find that the QRP and low power, well, the low power and QRP, you have the QRP and low power junkies who would do that. But the single band categories, okay,
Uh-huh.
they tend to be lightly contested. And what I find is a lot of people might just sneak in, do a single band, and then, oh, they show up in the results day one, and, they win with not a very high score. And, to be fair, I mean, some people might operate single band if they're out in the West Coast or somewhere that's not favorable to these kind of big DX contests, right? So, and here's the strategy about choosing a single band. If you truly want to operate limited time, you can pick a band and maybe pick a band that's not open all the time. Like you'll find that 20 meters and 40 meters will have a lot of competition in the single band category.
Uh-huh.
15 meters, since it's not open all that much, right? You've been on 15 meters or you only been on 20 meters and 40 meters so far?
Done. I think I've been on 15. I might have been listening.
Yeah.
I don't have operated on 15. I think I've been listening.
Okay.
I don't
So
remember.
Ham Radio John asked me how much caffeine do I consume?
Hold on, hurry up.
Believe
I
it,
can answer this one for you. 12 cups of coffee a day, people. No, I'm joking.
me.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not called coffee. It's called coffee. Okay,
No, it's coffee.
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 Coffee.
It's not coffee.
Come on, doll. It's coffee.
It's not coffee. It's coffee. Okay?
It's coffee.
It's coffee.
It's coffee. Okay. So anyway, we drink the coffee. Um, I'm laughing because my club, the Fairlawn Amateur Radio Club, they have a series of talks. They call them coffee talks, and actually spelled out KWFEE. Coffee. Please, no, no. We got rid of that last year. But anyway, some people want him back. I don't care. You know. By the way, Kofifi has nothing to do with coffee. It has to do with coverage, okay? Press coverage. I used to work for Fox News. I know that, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, there are people who don't know that. Yes, I used to work at Fox News Channel, unfortunately, for 11 long years. 11 long years. Some, Kat, it was real interesting. Whenever I meet people and I tell them where I work, they would either look at me sideways and I'm like, okay. Especially in the city, they're like, okay. Or they're like, people will say, you're my hero. And you're on mute.
Oh, I didn't realize I was on mute. I was like, what the crap? No. Oh, yeah, I muted myself. Never mind.
Okay. Anyway, so.
My lovely kids gave me this cold. Right. And I'm still getting over it just a little bit. I'm doing better.
Well, I think in New Jersey you're going to see a lot of cold and stuff return because next week we're getting rid of the masks.
Oh, you know what? We're already rid of the mask.
Yeah, the school's getting rid of the masks next week. It'll be real interesting. I predict within 2 weeks you'll have a bunch of people coming down with a cold, which probably is not a bad thing,
No, but what's going on is the parents around here got really vicious.
Yeah.
Really, really vicious. Right. And they threatened to sue the schools if they didn't undo the mask mandate in the school. I kid you not. They threatened to sue them. And you know what they did? No more masks.
Yeah. Oh, Philly's getting rid of them tomorrow. We're getting rid of them on Monday. So that's interesting. So yeah, back to these rules, yeah. So like I said, you pick a single band, and you could choose a higher band that opens less amount of time. So you could just get on when the band is open, and then you have all that time to spare. Or you can go for one of the lower bands. So the thing is, the higher bands, like 15 and 10 meters, 10 meters might be a good choice because 10 meters has been opened up. You can then get on that for a limited amount of time. And 10 meters from here, I work a lot of South America. It might open to Europe. But generally, I get a lot of trans-equatorial propagation, so it goes down to South America, Central America, Caribbean, and such like that. And then the low bands, like 80 and 160, they open up at night, and they're open a long time. So if you're a night owl, you can get on those as a single operator. Multi-operator, if you have friends, sure, why not? I've done multi-single. Multi-single's fun. I've done multi-2 as well, and it's fun. Unfortunately, my friend who had the station that we used to contest at, JK2 Triple T, he died a couple of years ago, so that was very sad for us. All right. So, by the way, for any of these contests, if you win a category, okay, or you win a band or something, and the plaque's not sponsored, you can actually purchase a plaque. A lot of people don't know that. But a lot of times, a lot of contest clubs and individuals sponsor plaques because they want to get the activity going. Okay. So they have a new matrix here. They have the single operator, and then now the multi-operator categories have some weird band change rules, like you can change bands only like 10 times per hour. I guess it's kind of like, to prevent people from cheating and say they're multi-single, and then, instead they're multi. So, to prevent people from cheating. Single operator unlimited.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah, Adi. All right, good night.
Bye, Adi. Good night, Adi.
She says good night. You can't hear me because I have earbuds on. Okay, Adi, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Okay, good. Yeah. Right. So anyway, that's the rules. So let me share with you some good strategy. Okay. I generally hold on. Yeah. So I generally, in terms of strategy, what I like to do for myself, I mean, since I have a good station, I'm on the East Coast, I get up and I try to find a run frequency where I can sit and call CQ like early in the morning before the band opens. Okay, and that's my strategy, where I'd get on and I'd call CQ and I'd beam Europe and I'd work Europe. And then what I start to do is I aim my antenna north, and then gradually I shift it south because sometimes you get like some of the southern DX and stuff like that. But that might not be for everybody. What I tell people is that if you have a small station, okay, so the first thing you do you know the difference between search and pounce and running?
Search and pounce is where I'm searching and I'm making contacts, and then I'm pouncing on to the next one and searching.
Yeah, you're tuning across, you make a contact, and then you tune again, right?
Right.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of people. Um, Kyle, we're going to talk about please copy, okay? Yeah. Please copy. Okay. Right. So, like, for example, I would be like, you'd hear like, I would hear like, let's say I would hear a station, golf 5 Tango contest, you know, because they're from England. And then I would say, November 2, Radio Juliet. And then he would reply, November 2, Radio Juliet, you're 59400, right? Because they say their power. So they're telling you their power, okay? And then I reply, you're 59 New Jersey. Thanks. And then I tune across, then, you know. So basically you tune across and do that. So the strategy generally I tell people is try to work off the multipliers, like try to work as many multipliers as you can, right? And then on the first night, right? Like the first night, so the first night you're going to have a little competition with the big guns because the big guns are doing the same thing, okay? They are going to try to pick off all the multipliers, and then they're going to, at one point, they will start to run. Some of them use single operator 2 radio where they're picking off mults and running at the same time. Not everybody does that. But once you do that, then you can start running. So on Saturday mornings, I tend to, when after I do my run, I'll probably start from like 6 to 7 a.m. local time, and then I stop at like 2 to 3 p.m. And then I switch bands. But a lot of people, they don't have the signal strength to do that. So generally the band tends to die down, like on the East Coast, that'll be like mid-morning. And then on the West Coast, it'll be like probably, the Central and West Coast would probably be like maybe close to their morning time. So, and actually it gets stronger for them too. So, you know, the propagation shifts, right? And it tends to get stronger for them too. Yes, and of course, yeah, if you want to buy a blue drink for Dixie DX, you're absolutely welcome to.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Me and my blue drink. I gotta make some more of those this weekend.
Cool. So a word about efficiency. Tell me how you would do a contest contact.
How do I do one?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
all right, so let's pretend that I'm calling CQ contest, and I'll use my I'll use a 9 Yankee 4 call, and you call me, okay? CQ contest. This is 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Japan. 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Japan contest.
Oh my goodness, I've never done it that way.
I'm making the band noise. No, you're supposed to call me. Okay, CQ contest. 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet contest.
9 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet, calling 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet. This is W4DXY, W4DXY.
Oh my God, I'm watching the clock here. You just wasted 10 whole seconds.
You put me on the second spot over here.
Meanwhile, you have the Italians running 10 kilowatts already called me and got in my log, okay?
I'm sorry, I'm slow. Wait.
So this...
Yeah, the thing about it is I got to get in a groove. Once I get in a groove, I'm good. But now that you stuck me on the spot, I'm just like, how would I think about this?
So let me tell you how I do it, okay? Say CQ contest W4DXY.
CQ contest, W4DXY.
November 2, Romeo Juliet.
Hold on, that's all you did?
I just give my call sign. So exactly, you see, what you do is you have to sound excited, okay? It's like, and
I can't
then,
sound like I'm half asleep.
okay, no, well, you don't have to sound excited. But what I'm saying is, you need to be fast, okay? If you're fast, you get in. What happens is psychologically, sometimes you might be the first one in, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
this person, when they're hearing you, they lock on to you, okay? Like you might be in a pile up with 10, 15 other people or more,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start off first. So as soon as they unkey, you key up and go in, right? No matter if you're even if you're not the strongest one, if you start off first, right, it's very
Mm-hmm.
likely that they'll hear you first because they'll lock onto your voice and they'll keep going. Trust me, it's a technique I use. Another technique I use is I wait till everybody calls and then I kind of put it at the end. I slide it in at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and then Ron, yeah, yeah.
You have to say it so
994 Radio Juliet, 994 Radio Juliet contest. Especially like the Brazilians, they're like Papa Papa Five Zulu, Papa Papa Five Zulu contest. You know? So you're 5911? QRZ? QRZ? 5911? Yeah. I'm sure you guys have heard that in the back. But anyway, no, so what I'm saying is it's efficiency, right? So you start off with you just say your call sign. And then once you say your call sign, you make the exchange short. So once you say your call, okay, say you call me, so call me W4DXY. Just say W4DXY.
W4DXY.
Okay, then I say W4DXY, you're 5'9", 1 kilo.
All right.
W4DXY, you're 5'9", 1 kilo.
Okay.
Then you say you're 5'9", Alabama.
Oh, sorry. You're 5'9" Alabama. My bad.
Thanks, QRZ, 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet. And that's it. You make it fast, you make it compact.
Oh, see, I didn't know you wanted me to give you a signal back. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm 5'9". Cool, I'm 5'9", and
yeah, but and Ron has a good point though, that you can't go too fast, okay? So I might actually have interspersed. I might do like some fast calls and some slow calls. Like I'll do 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet contest, okay? And then I would I would do that in between because this way I pick up people who are kind of like they can't really hear the fast sounds. But a lot of seasoned contesters can hear when you talk very fast, okay? But like a lot of, like you want to work like people who are casual contesters, you got to slow down for them too. Same thing in CW. Like normally I plod along in CW at like 30, 28, 30, 35 words a minute. And then, there's some people going like 40 and 50 words a minute. I don't know what the hell who they're planning to work. Okay, this is not high speed telegraphy contest, right? And then, yeah. So, you got to slow down sometimes. But efficiency.
slow up, T-Ray? T-Ray, how slow do you go? Do you go down low all the way to the floor?
He's a low rider. Do
you shimmy to the top and never stop?
Yeah. Sorry. And any extra words you say, like please copy, is just wasting people's time. Okay?
I like wasting people's time, though.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God, somebody said this right here.
So this is K5YVY right here with K5YVY.
This is K5YVY. Thanks for joining tonight. This is Joe Brett.
Yeah. So Mel, I did get a wood name tag. Was that you? That was nice. That was very nice. I have it in my shack actually, right on top of my radio. And I'm not in the shack right now. But
What wood name tag? I ain't got one.
I don't know. Maybe he sent it. You know what? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it ain't.
Well, it's like this. I just sit here and go CQ, CQ, W4DXY. W4DXY, CQ, CQ, CQ. Hello, hello, hello. No, I'm joking. I just talk in my normal Southern accent. Unless, of course, I don't think they can hear me, and then I go out there and then I just go. I try something different. I'm like, seeking
So,
a seeking.
so at Hamcation, I actually attended a very interesting presentation at Contest University. Um, I forgot who gave it. He's a very famous ham in Florida, and he was talking about equalization and getting everything right. And your radio has an equalizer on it, a transmit equalizer. You don't want to have like hi-fi, very low sound, like it sounds sexy, like carne asada. But
You mean, like Antonio Banderas.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Antonio
You
Banderas.
know where I got that quote from, right? It was in one of these movies where he was saying, no, 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 you got to say it's sexy like
It's,
carne
it's,
asada.
it's Puss in Boots.
I think that was Antonio Banderas.
He did Puss in
Um,
Boots. It's Antonio Banderas.
mhm.
He did Puss in Boots. It's Puss. Oh, come here.
Limit the compression. No, you want to crank your compression, not to the point where you're splattering, but as high as you can get away with, because compression actually adds, it basically concentrates your power band into, into a smaller time space. So basically, you're actually putting more power in the envelope. So yeah. Zorro? Okay, might have been Zorro. But yeah, so this is the other thing, your EQ and compression, okay? And generally, sometimes higher voices sound, thing. I'm like an alto, so it's kind of like,
I'm a soprano.
Exactly, yeah.
Can you not tell I'm a soprano?
I could probably tell.
Raven
Yeah.
keeps hitting me in the back over here. She's sitting behind me. She keeps pawing at me in my back.
Yeah. So, where's Joe Brad?
He's like, what's the best is going on in here? I heard an awful CQ. I mean, trying to imitate you over here, Joe Brett. I don't know how well we did, but I think we did a pretty good job of CQ. K5YVY. This is Joe
Yeah.
Brett.
And you want to know something? Yeah, but the audio quality, I mean, first of all, it starts with choosing a good microphone. I've experimented with several microphones. I've gone back and forth with them. Today I use a Radio Sport headset with the DX, the M350 element, just kind of like a DX, but it's a little wideband element. I used to use a boom mic with like um, a large diaphragm condenser mic, which was it was a cheap Chinese one. It was a BM800. The one of the thumbnails actually, that BM800 is like $15. It's just totally ridiculous. You know, Bob Heil, yeah, Bob's the man. Bob is, Bob Heil has he set up sound for a lot of these rock bands and such like that. He's good. But yeah, so I actually know a little bit about sound. I do sound for worship production and such like that too. So I actually learned a lot. Um, yeah, so you adjust your EQ and compression. If I find out who excuse me did the presentation, I'll put it in the description so you could take a look at it. But it's really good. It was in Contest University, and he was given a whole treatise on audio. Okay, so you don't need a whole rack full of outboard audio gear, right? Your rig has a lot of little things. Your rig has an EQ, transmit bandwidth. There's a caveat about transmit bandwidth. Don't go too wide. Don't do 6 kilohertz in a contest, because you might find that that might be too excessive. You use your bandwidth with the band conditions. So um, and that's one of the great things about phone contesting, is that unlike CW, where you just have one tone, well, they have key clicks and all that kind of stuff. You have a lot of different things you can do to make your audio stand out in a phone contest. What else I like about phone contests? What kind of headphones do you use, Kat? What kind of headphones do you use?
So look, I'll tell you what kind of phones I use. Let's see here.
She's gonna get it. You know, she has cats in the shack. Oh, so.
Oh my God, Joe Brett has freaking names for me. He changes them all the
Really?
time. He says Dixie, Dixie DX, Dixie Do. What the heck is Dixie Do? What did I do now? I
Use a mic that come with it. The CM500, yes, if they still make it, that's a good mic to use. I like it. Or use a Heil.
do you notice what that is?
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, honey, those are my own stickers I stuck on there. Ain't that
okay.
as hell?
Yeah.
Look, I stuck them on both sides. So it totally looks like a custom.
Yeah.
A custom.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's good. I use a Radio Sport headset. I mean, Dave Bottom, who makes them. He's good. He's made a lot of headsets for public safety and such like that.
I mean, after all, these are in my, headshots that I have.
Right. Nice.
You know how many people ask me, like, oh, you have professional headshots. Are you like a model or something? No, I'm not a model. I wouldn't say a model, but all right, we'll roll with that if that's what you want to roll with.
Probably.
Probably.
Needs cat whiskers for the detector. Yeah, cat whiskers. Okay. Comfortable. Yeah, I use a Radio Sport headset. But, so the important thing I want to tell about headsets, what you have there is good because you have nice noise isolation. Okay? And the noise isolation blocks out the room sound because often you just want to hear your own sound, you want to hear. And what I do as well is on each radio there's a function called monitor, which allows you to hear your own audio back. I don't turn the monitor all the way up. I turn it up just a little bit, where I could kind of like, for me it's kind of like a comfort thing. It's not really where where you want to hear yourself full blast, You just want to hear yourself enough so that things are working, right? And let me see if I could, well, I don't want to risk it too much because this computer is kind of wonky. Let's see here. Connect. Yeah. So we have okay, maybe I will. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Share screen, window. Okay. Right. So I have this here. You see? And I normally, we have the mic here. I have my mic gain. The processor I set up really high. I put the monitor. I don't put the monitor all up to 100. I put like 70 around there. It's just enough for me to see here. Turn off DAX, of course. In the Flex, there's a setting called downward expander. I don't know, any audio people know about something called a gate, right? And a gate basically is where it shuts off the silent parts of the sound. And so, but for some people, they can't stand gating because you'd hear like November 2, Romeo, Juliet. So it sounds like a very harsh, stop in between them. But you can actually change the attack and decay time from that. But downward expander is one. Sometimes I go wide, but for my contrasting profile, I actually narrow it down a bit. Here you have the equalizer. You can adjust your equalizer. I adjusted my equalizer to give me more on the high end because this is a little more piercing for contests, right? Really gets you noticed. So it's it's a whole dynamic with adjusting your transmitter. Everybody's different. And for a while versus OM, the OM, they have this booming voice, But yeah, whereas the while has a little higher. So let's see here. Kind of like a landline telephone. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about really with landline telephone. Probably explain. Um, sometimes I use active noise canceling headphones like the Bose. I use the Bose QC25. Those are nice. I have a little mic attachment called a mod mic for it, but sometimes when I use the boom mic, I use that too. And that's actually my friend Peter W2IRT. He turned me on to using noise canceling headphones for radio use, and it changed the whole way I looked at things. So, right, other strategies in the phone contest. Learn to tail end, right? Like, let's say I might start to, like, okay, so let's say a station is calling, right? So I say 9 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet, and then you work me cat W4DXY, right? I say 5911 kilo, and then you say 59 Alabama, and then immediately after that, before I start to call again, if I leave a little gap, somebody could come in, you know,
Oh, that
and say,
telling.
yeah, hey, submarine radio man, long time no see.
Long
You know,
time no see. We have
long
kind
time
of
no see.
we've missed you.
Uh huh.
Can we say that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lon. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, yes, yes. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Right. Yep. You crank the volume. It's naturally cancel noise. Okay. Yeah. Submarine Radio Man. Nice to see you. So yeah. So tail ending. So like if I leave a gap, I will. You can just quickly put your call sign in there, right?
Yeah.
Like and then and then you probably I wouldn't call CQ again because sometimes I might listen for a second or two, or I may be getting a drink of water, and it's kind of like that. So setting up your software, and this is a really interesting part of it. I'm going to be going into my contesting computer here, making sure it hasn't reset. Uh, all right, yeah. So obviously you're not gonna be sitting at a mic for 48 hours, right? You're not gonna be sitting at a mic for
No,
48
I'm
hours.
sleeping. What are you talking about? My back.
Well, I
Let me.
mean, you're not. I mean, some people they're like, they're just machines. Okay, they can go and yell into a microphone for 24, 48 hours. But I use voice macros, right? And I usually set this up in the software itself, and I'll show you where I do it.
Um.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh okay.
Yeah. I stayed up for 36 hours straight before, but I don't. I
Yeah.
don't recommend it. It's not the best thing to do.
Right. So yeah. So submarine radio man. I have to make my way up to Rot. My brother actually lives in Gales Ferry, so I gotta make my way up there sometime. Of course he's now at Groton, but he's in the hospital actually. He's not in the submarine stuff. So anyway, let's see here. Let me share this now. And yeah, and you know what, Joe Brad? Let me tell you, after CW contest, I hear that Morse code in my head for a whole week. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I would ever have that problem. I just have
Really?
problems, waking up and dreaming about taxes. I don't think I'd have an issue with doing the whole CQ thing.
Right. So let me bring up my radio here just so that we can see it here. Yeah, and I know my desktop is littered with icons. Okay. Oh my, what's happening here? All right, 40 meters. Ooh, baby. Okay, that ain't good. So, can I bigify and biggen this? Or maybe you'll get to see. So, you notice in N1MM, which is the software I use to contest with, right? I don't use
Mhm.
anything else to contest with. I use, hey, Alan. Nice to see you. Alan, will you be at Cherryville Hamfest? I definitely, love to meet up.
Cherryville?
Well,
Cherryville?
Cherryville, New Jersey, yeah.
Wow.
Alan, he has a nice channel. He does a lot of techie stuff. Alan's actually a field engineer at Tektronix, so he does like a lot of test equipment videos, electronics, and such like that. Really, really educational channel. Yeah, I know. No, I'm actually going to talk about N1MM. All right, so I will see you at Cherryville if you're down there. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
she wants to flex her muscles.
Bill T, the channel's W2AEW. Okay, it's his call sign. That's his channel, and he does a lot of videos about oscilloscopes and other test equipment, but also ham radio, electronics in general. Really, I learned a lot of stuff from it. So, you no, not Cherry Hill, Cherryville Repeater Association. Okay. Okay. So anyway, it's a ham fest, right? So let's see, retry. I wish I could bigify this, but okay. This is distracting. All right. Okay. So here now, usually I configure my, well, I find that for contesting, cat control, not UCAT, okay? Like,
That control. All right, Rhea.
right, radio control is essential, right?
Yeah.
So you must have the ability to control your radio. With the Flex, I use you see, Mike, yes, Mike, I'm talking about Flex now, right? I use TCP, so this is basically internet control, network control. But your radio will have a COM port, a serial port, usually these days over USB, and you set that up. You make sure you have cat control set up, and you can also have it set up for a CW here as well. But the real magic happens here. Now there is let's see, win key, other function keys, mode control, antenna, score reporting. Okay, hardware. There is a setting for sound here. 1 second. Oh, logger plus audio setup. Okay, right. So you have you can set up your radio control. So I set this up to DAX audio transmit, right? But your radio, if you have like an ICOM 7300, okay, got lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like an ICOM 7300, it'll usually have like a USB audio device or something like that. You set that up, right? And you can also do message recording as well too. Okay, and you can also do that. I do that with DAX audio, mic audio, right? But you can actually use a computer mic to set that up. So you set that up here and there, right? Close that off. And now, once you have this here, you can right click this and edit it, right? And you see it actually references several WAV files. Now what I didn't tell you as well is that you can actually record your own WAV files in a program like Audacity, right? Or if you're like me and you have Adobe Audition, you can use that too. But Audacity is good enough, right? Audacity, you could record here and then you can put it in, and it'll you make a WAV file. And here it's kind of like, they say, okay, so this in the curly brackets here, this is like a directory, right? So if you have multiple operators, obviously, it's kind of funny where, like, if I'm doing a multi-operator contest, it'll CQ as me, and then you hear like CQ contest, CQ contest. This is N2RJ, and another operator come on, say, yeah, you're 5'9" New Jersey, some other operator. This just happened when we contest at K2 Triple T. Like, people thought they were working me, and then they it's like some big dude comes up.
Hello, it's Rhea. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll start using your voice, Rhea. I'm gonna record you, and then I'm just gonna use your voice instead of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Will that work?
So generally, you want to set up for each of these function keys. You want to set up the CQ. You want to set up the exchange, right? Because usually the exchange is static, except in the sweepstakes contest, it kind of varies, and some of the contests require serial numbers. You give a thanks, right? So at the end, I just say thanks. And then my call, and F4 is for search and pounce. Okay? And so these are the run messages, right? This is when you're CQing. Okay? The search and pounce messages, and this is when you're search and pounce, you can have a different set of things for it. You can have the search and pounce exchange, and then, your call and such. You might want to make it a little different for those. So, you might think, well, this is not really a big deal, but the real magic happens here in the enter sends messages mode, okay? And then let's see now if I want to, I'm not going to actually play the sound, but I want to make sure my thing is not transmitting. So I'm going to be turning this all the way off. Okay. Right. Yeah. So let's say now I want to, let's say I enter a call sign. Right. So first of all, enter send messages. And enter, it would do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I send that, okay, hang on. Oh. Okay. We can do it for ARRL SSB. Because this was set up for ARRL DX SSB. Okay. Right. Let me see here. DX1DX. Okay. Enter. Okay. And then what would happen was when you go here, right, and you enter everything here, and then let's say they sent me 1 kilowatt, right? I would then press enter, it'll send the exchange, and then it'll reset back, okay? So I have to do very minimal typing. So I can do here, like, let's see, well, DX1DX, that's in Philippines. Let's see, Gulf 4, GB4FUN. That's an actual British call sign, right? Enter the messages, right? And then, 400, enter. So with this enter send messages, everything is very much automated. You don't have to press any of these buttons really to send a voice macro, because it's like, it'll flow with you, it'll completely flow with you. So this will save you a lot of time. It'll save you a lot of fatigue. It's a very efficient way of contesting, I find. So let's see here. Let me delete these contacts because I don't want to mess up my actual contest operation as well. I'll do that some other time. So, these are some nice things you could do with the thing. And N1MM really, I tell people don't use a regular login software during a contest, because this kind of, this is designed for contesting. And you notice this is a small little window that's focused on contesting, right? It's not like you have a big distracting window. Like, let me show you like my regular logger, okay? Like log for OM next gen. Yeah, I know. They should make a log for YL. I don't know. I'm gonna harass them about that. All right. First of all, this thing's taking forever to load. Okay. One day I'm gonna go through this. I have like this thing set up with a MariaDB database and all that kind of stuff. right? Any day now. Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's gonna slow.
Yeah, and this is an old computer. It's like 10 years old. So
Mm.
right. So you see, yeah. So you see now, I have all of this here, and to enter contest stuff, it's really not optimized for contesting. You know, and then it's like, where am I going to put the contest exchange? I don't have it in here. Whereas a contest logger is really designed for contesting. So let's see what we have in the chat. Oh God, yeah, probably. Yeah. Let's see here. John, such a Philly thing. I'm going to show you my flow. Yes. T-Ray, glad you figured out. Hey, Ham Radio Pen Pals. Okay, you had a New Jersey call sign. Okay. Yeah. Um, let's see. Joe Brett says, I set up my N1M after you spoke about that last show you mentioned. Oh, I'm going to use the program. Well, that's cool. Yeah. The voice macros really make a difference. I mean, even if you just use it for a CQ, like a repeating CQ, it'll save you a lot of fatigue. It'll save your throat too. I'll give you an interesting story. Jamie Dupree. Anybody here? Anybody here knows Jamie Dupree? Do you know who Jamie Dupree is? No, Kat. Do you know who Jamie Dupree is?
I think there was a singer once. I think there was a singer one time named Dupree.
No, 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 no. So
No.
Jamie Dupree, NS3T. He is actually he's a reporter. He's a journalist, right? And he used to work for. He's actually, I believe, he used to actually work with some of these talk talk radio people like Sean Hannity and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah, so we kind of were in the same professional circles, so to speak. But he has a problem with his speech where his tongue kind of like gets in the way of his talking, so he can't really talk properly, right? He has what you call tongue protrusion dystonia, which is a disease where his tongue kind of just gets. I'll show you this ARRL article. I realize we're running a little long tonight, but it'll be worth it, I think. Yeah. So Jamie Dupree, he was in Washington. I mean, he has this. He had to put a pen in his mouth to prevent his tongue from basically stopping all his words. So he used to be a radio journalist, and then he basically went on to print. And they actually they built him a voice synthesizer. But even before this, and this might be a bridge too far for some people, okay? Um, Jamie, he wrote an article in CQ magazine, was it, I believe, where he actually programmed in everything, all the sounds, okay? All
Mm-hmm.
the words, all the numbers, everything in a contest. So he does not have to use a microphone at all. And his speech impediment was not an impediment. He was actually able to contest with, just having the N1MM software assemble the exchange, assemble the call sign, letters, and stuff. So, like, he'd be calling you, he'd be like, you'll hear like W4DXY, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then the next part will be 59 MDC. 59, I guess, no, 59 Maryland, something. So he was in DC. So yeah, so I think we'll end it on that note. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Thank you for all the super chats, and thank you for everything. And you know what? I guess I'll see you Sunday with my
With
um,
your live stream.
with the prepping. I know. Well, Joe Brett, if you did that, yeah, I've never done that. I think that's a bridge too far for me. I would never have time to do that. So,
Each letter never said it was awkward to really do. Wow.
yeah. So anyway, Poda by example, and thank you everybody.
Yeah,
73
thank
and
you,
keep on
73.
peace and 73s, and you know what? Pray for Ukraine, pray for peace, pray for no war anywhere. Reality, it's not just Ukraine. We have just too much war on this planet.
And pray that
So,
gas prices go down. Rhea, I
yeah.
don't have that problem. I
Oh,
do.
you have that problem, and I mean, as much as I like to talk about, yeah, it sucks.
You know how much
It's
gas is here?
how much?
$3.40 a gallon.
That's cheap. You know what I saw
No,
here
it
today?
jumped up overnight. It literally jumped up 20 cents overnight.
Yeah. Well, that's Vladimir Putin. Anyway, no, here I saw 379 normal price. Actually, one station 399. Yeah. So, well, you know
Right.
what, Kyle? Yeah. So Kyle will be on. I guess if you're outside the United States, you could contact him. All right. T
All
Ray,
right.
thank you much, T Ray. Much love. Much love.
Bye. Thank you so much, T Ray. I appreciate the comment. I suck at getting comment. Being thankful.
Oh,
I'll
by
take.
the way, one more thing in my shack here.
Oh my God! Really?
No, what? I'm a member of OMIC, right?
Okay.
I got my new call book in OMIC here. Like they have all the members of OMIC listed here. They're a nice organization. I did a video on them. Check them out. Okay, they deserve the support, and they have a nice scholarship program too.
Awesome.
Yeah, 73 y'all.
73, everybody. Bye.